Hi, and welcome to my very first inaugural YouTube video here for my Year 11s to take you through step by step a few key quotations from the play Macbeth by William Shakespeare, written between 1604 and 1606. So I'm going to take you through the main themes and explore some key quotations for each of those themes. So, to begin with, the key theme I would argue for this play is the theme ambition. Macbeth's ambition to become king and Lady Macbeth's ambition to become queen are the overriding factors of this particular play. Power and the power struggle between these two lead characters is incredibly important, and the shift of power from Duncan to Macbeth and then later to Malcolm. Supernatural, and linked to that, this idea of the darkness and light are further key themes for the play. Violence and blood is intricately linked to the idea of violence, are two very important themes for the play. Next, visions of reality and how we have different visions, who can see them, who can't. This encompasses things such as Banquo's ghost and the bloody dagger. Gender and the roles of gender within the play are important to explore and consider. Fate and free will, the idea of the predestined route and journey of our lives and whether or not this can be challenged. Kingship, the role of the monarch, looking closely at this, using Duncan's image of kingship and his overtaken by Macbeth, and we can explore Macbeth's role as monarch, and obviously this links to the contextual information of James I and his monarchy. Finally, guilt and the consequences of taking the life of another. The guilt that is felt by both Macbeth and Lady Macbeth is intrinsically part of their downfall. So, first quote: "Stars, hide your fires, let not light see my black and deep desires." This comes from Act 1, Scene 4. It comes after Macbeth has been visited by the witches and they have predicted his future. This plants the seed, when he meets them, of his ambition, and the overriding force is Macbeth's ambition. The word desires in this quotation suggests his deep desire to be king, his ambition to be king. So does he allow fate and free will at this point? Does he allow fate to decide if he becomes king or not, or does he decide to act and intervene? Should fate crown him, or should he do something, an act of regicide to claim the throne? This obviously closely links to the idea of darkness and light. So the noun stars in that quotation can suggest many things to the audience. Stars could be referred to as heavenly bodies, and therefore could be connected to God and represent all things good. Stars offer light in the night sky, and light has connotations of hope and the source of goodness. The very fact that Macbeth is commanding the stars to hide highlights his need for darkness, a cloak of secrecy to conceal a murder. The act of regicide he is thinking of committing is a devilish deed and shows his shift to the dark side that the witches represent. This link to the witches and witchcraft also links to the theme of the supernatural, and the power that the witches have over Macbeth is all too clear to the audience. The witches would be of fascination to the monarch, James I, as he watched the play. It was well known to the audience that he was a monarch fascinated by witches and witchcraft. Light also suggests illumination, which in turn links to being able to see things clearly. With no light to represent this, Macbeth can continue to have his vision blurred by Lady Macbeth. In this quotation, fires could have the positive connotations of offering warmth and comfort. Macbeth does not want these for Duncan. So the stars hide your fires, and the idea of light being commanded by Macbeth suggests that he does not want his deed highlighted. He does not want anyone to see the deed that he is going to commit. And this later is mirrored by the words of Banquo when he says, "There is husbandry in heaven, the candles are all out." Perhaps we could suggest from this the witches are in control of the clouds, in control of the weather, and are bringing about this desire of Macbeth for the stars to be hidden, for there to be darkness. Shakespeare's imperative verb choices for Macbeth here, hide and let, demonstrate his commanding and forceful nature at this point in the play. He certainly is showing power at this point in the play. I hope you found this useful. Please leave any questions you might have, and I will try to respond as soon as possible. Thank you.